Can you see my screen? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. So after we have assessed who needs what training, okay, we will provide them training. Okay. Suppose I have seen that one person needs to build his communication skills or decision making skills. Suppose the HR has identified one person as a managerial material, and I'm thinking that he has to learn some leadership skills and decision making skills, problem solving skills, like that. So I'm sending him to a training. Okay, this training is not provided by our organization, it is being provided by some consultancy outside. Okay. Now, after spending so much money, usually the training costs lots of money. Suppose if I'm investing 20,000 on an employee, don't you think I have to test him whether he has learned something or not? Or shall I simply say, I'll spend 20,000, he'll learn and he'll definitely come and improve himself, like that. So, or should I test him whether he learned so that I can send a few more members also if it is very successful or not? You all attended many webinars, okay? After the webinar, usually we'll be asking you a feedback, okay? In the feedback, we'll be asking you, did you learn anything important from this webinar? One question. Do you think the resource person was useful or something like that? And the fourth question will be, do you want to attend more sessions like this? Okay. But since you all are not really answering correctly, you will just say yes, 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 yes. Okay. And what does it happen after that? Suppose if the person or the topic was really not very useful for you, and you have put in the feedback that it was very useful and the person also was very good, even though you did not understand anything that the person said, what happens?
We get one more session. That's it.
Yes, you get one more session of that session. And
Which
what
is not
happens
useful.
again in the same session if you are saying it is very good? So, feedback is the very important criteria as much as training. Okay. Suppose webinar is important, you are thinking, but I'm thinking the feedback of webinar is more important than webinar. Because if the webinar was not useful to you, then it was waste of investing money. Usually, we pay for every guest lecture, lots of money. Okay, but when I see the feedback sheet, you just say average for everything, or you say agree for everything. Okay, so the faculty is not able to know, the college is not able to know whether you really like the session, whether you learned something, or whether you did not learn anything, because you are being just modest, you are answering everything okay. So, a training or feedback is entirely essential because I have to know whether it is working or not. And continuously investing money on something that is not working is neither fruitful to you nor fruitful for me. When you learned case study and when you were asked to give a feedback on case study, most of you have might have replied it's good or we understood or something like that. I'm assuming because you did not want to hurt anybody. That is the major criteria we all have. Suppose somebody was giving a really bad lecture, even I'll think that, acha, I should not give him a very bad rating because he'll feel bad. That is the major criteria that we have. Okay, now since we are thinking that he'll feel bad and we are giving him a good rating, what will happen? The next moment we'll start feeling bad because there is another session arranged by him. You understanding? So it is very necessary to evaluate what is happening and evaluate correctly. Okay, there should not be a bias. Suppose I'm sending a training. Suppose it is charging around 20,000. The person actually wanted to visit some outside location. Okay, he wanted to visit Australia or America. So he has selected a training program that is available there. And he asked the HR, to send him. So he has applied to HR to send him to the training because he seriously needs that training. Okay. After going there, the training session was from 9 to 5 or something like that. Okay. He was attending the session, but he already learned everything on that session through online, through YouTube or through payment or online certifications or something. So the main agenda of his was to visit Australia and to tour Australia. So he will come back after visiting Australia and he'll see, and he'll even write the exam. Now, what are the questions that I have to frame to him that will tell me the correct feedback of this program? Since he has already learned the program from online certification program, do you think he'll be able to answer all the questions correctly regarding the training?
Uh, no, ma'am, not everything.
Maybe,
Okay.
ma'am, not exactly that.
Yes. Yes. So usually different teachers have different style, or the training program that is provided by one consultancy may not be same as the training program provided by the other consultancy. Okay. Now he is answering one set of questions. Now, how will I know whether he has undergone the training to correct of his knowledge and my knowledge? Because I did not go for the training, but he went. I'm asking him the questions and he is answering. Now, how will I know that these answers are correct or wrong? How to measure this? Any guesses? Shall I
Feedback,
tell?
ma'am.
No, I'll get a report from the instructor also. I'll get the notes from instructor. I'll ask the instructor to give the set of questions himself. And then I'll ask this training employee to answer the questions. If he's answering the questions that have been given by the instructor, then I'll definitely feel that this training program is effective. If he's not answering correctly, then I think, yeah, he has just gone only to entertain himself and not to learn something. Similarly, can I do anything about our college webinars? Since you are all giving bad feedbacks, how will I know the real feedback of the webinar? Any suggestions?
You will also listen, no, ma'am, after sitting us.
Sometimes I may have classes, so I'll not attend the webinars.
You will
But
call anyone
yeah,
personally and
no. Suppose I'm calling you and asking you, how was the webinar? You are saying, ma'am, it is very bad. But if I'm giving you a sheet, Google form sheet, and if I'm asking you, how was the session? You will say, good, 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 good. Yes or no?
yes, ma'am, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
yes, I know because I have seen many feedbacks of the webinars. Yeah, so why are you not revealing the original feedback on a feedback form? And why are you revealing the original feedback when I'm asking you orally? What's the difference here?
అక్కడ నేమ్ అడిగితే ఎవరు చెప్పారు మ్యామ్
Name em
గూగుల్
adagaru.
ఫామ్స్ లో
Name em adagaru Google form lo. No, name is not asked. So why are you all marking good for everything? And if it was really good, why are you not giving very good, excellent, etc.? If you see, usually it will be having like five different options, but everybody will not touch excellent and everybody will not touch very bad. They'll only go for middle, good, average, or bad, like that. But nobody will either give excellent or nobody will either give bad. Why is that? Why is that? Because half the time you do not attend or you do not listen to webinar, so you do not know whether it was excellent or bad. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, how will I know the effectiveness and how will I make you learn by sitting in the class? By now, everybody might have decided that all the webinars are boring. Yes or no?
Kind of, ma'am.
Yes, kind of. Wow, very good. Yeah, some things we cannot say in open, but you can say in forms or feedbacks. So, feedbacks are the real reflection. So whenever somebody is asking your feedback, try to answer it more genuinely so that we'll get the correct input. And if we get the correct input, you will be getting the correct training. Okay. Otherwise, the people who do not deserve will be teaching you. The people who do not deserve to be giving you guest lectures will keep on giving you guest lectures. You're understanding? Yeah. So let
Yes,
us see a model developed by Kirkpatrick. His name is Kirkpatrick. He has designed face to face review, mostly boring. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So first one is he's suggesting 4 levels. First one is reaction. Okay. The degree to which participants find the training favorable, engaging, and relevant to their jobs. Okay. So instead of taking the feedback at the end of training, okay, I have sent somebody for 1 month training or 1 week training. Okay. Instead of waiting to take the feedback from the person at the end of the training program, I have to take the feedback continuously. Okay. I have to take the feedback of the person who is giving the training. Okay. I can have direct communication with the instructor, and I'll ask the instructor whether this person is participating or not, or if he's asking any doubts, learning or something. If I'm investing huge amount, I'm saying, suppose if I'm investing 1 lakh, 2 lakhs or something on somebody, then I'll have to definitely take this. Suppose if I'm investing 10,000 or 5,000 and I'm sending like 30, 40 people at a time, then no need of constant monitoring. But if I'm investing on something huge, then I'll definitely monitor. Okay. So first thing is reaction. How the employee is reacting to training. Initially, when I'm asking him, "Do you like training?" If he's saying, "Yeah, it is. The instructor is so and so. It's good going and everything," that is the reaction. Okay. Second level, on the second day and third day, if I'm asking him, he should not say, "Yeah, the instructor is good. I'm learning good." No, he should convey a message that he is able to learn something higher. A bit learning is seen. First stage is reading. Okay. When you read, nothing goes into your head. Okay. But if you are reading it second time, or if you are reading your favorite book, then automatically the reading will be converted to learning. Why? You read subjects, MBA subjects. But when I'm asking you to read some magazines or something, then you will start learning. Even if it is from magazine, learning can happen. Okay. So learning is your commitment has increased by the stage you are in the learning stage. Okay. Next, behavior. Yeah. From what you have learned, have you changed your behavior? If you are changing, then it means that the learning that you have learned is very effective. And by the change of behavior, are you getting positive results or are you getting negative results? That is the fourth stage. So, any training program can be measured by these four. First one is reaction. Okay, strong reactions will be there, whether you really like it, whether you don't like it. Okay. Second one, if you like it, you will start learning. If you don't like it, you will never learn. Okay. Third one is, as soon as you learn something, your behavior will be changing. Next one is, automatically if your behavior is changed, the results will accompany it. Okay. I'll give you a small example for this. Okay. There is nothing called good memory or bad memory usually. Suppose even I forget lots of books names or lots of people names. I don't even might be thinking of your faces or something. So I'll say I have a bad memory. I can't remember you. Okay, but that is not the right answer. Usually the right answer is that you have a trained memory or you have untrained memory. Okay, some people will think, okay, I can't do it, and they'll never be able to do it. Why? Because they are indirectly suggesting to their brain that this is out of your limits, don't even try it. Okay. Some people will think, okay, let me try, I think I can do it. So they are giving their brain invitation that, okay, let us try this one, accept this as a challenge and see if we can do it or not. So their brain will try to give them extra output so that they can finish the task. So everything is about whether you can train your brain or whether you cannot train your brain. Suppose if you see, some people get up like clockwork at 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay. And some people, even though they try very hard to get up at 6 o'clock, they can't get up. Okay. How is this possible? Do the people have something different in their brain, and do the other people have something different in the brain? Okay, there is nothing like that. Everybody in the world has a body clock. Okay, the only thing is, some people use that body clock, some people do not use the body clock. Suppose tomorrow exam is there, and I'm telling myself I have to get up early and study, I have to get up early and study. Automatically, if you see, even though the alarm is not there, if your interest is real and if you really think that you have to get up, you'll automatically get up. So, this is what is called training of the brain. Okay, now we read lots of self-help books. Okay, some people will think, acha, the same thing is said in this book again, that you have to have positive thoughts, you should not be thinking negatively. Okay, what's new in that? Nothing is new in this. So they'll throw away the book. Some people will think, acha, this book is very interesting, he's saying the power of positive thoughts, so I'll try and check it out whether if me having positive thoughts will benefit me or not. So they'll try. So again, it depends upon the effectiveness of you learning. Okay, so if you see, the reactions are the first one. If you have a negative reaction, your training will be ended over there. If you have a positive reaction, your training will end with results. That is something that we know and that we do. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So, do you agree?
Ma'am.
Wait.
Yes, ma'am.